Hey there, it's Jennifer Hill Booker, and I'm joining you from a lovely Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm here to share one of my favorite cocktail recipes with you. And the cool thing about it is I'm using some sustainable ingredients, most of which would be considered scrap in a home kitchen or a commercial kitchen. And the recipe is in my very first cookbook, Field Peas to Foie Gras, Southern Recipes with a French accent. But I will share the recipe with you for tuning in. And then, of course, if you want others, you can always purchase the book. But let's talk a little bit about sustainable foods and alcohol and how those two meet to make some really great cocktails. So I'll put that to the side. I want to share with you what I like to do on my free time when I have it. But it's infusing spirits with different fruits, vegetables, even some botanicals like basil, rosemary. But I'll show you what I have on hand. My first one is one of my absolute favorites, and this is a hibiscus infused tequila. So hibiscus is actually a flower, and in this case it's a really bright fuchsia pink bloom. So the blooms are dried out and harvested, and then you can add them to tea. They make a really bright, beautiful fruit punch that is traditional in African cuisine and African American history of food. But I just take silver tequila, moderate price, and then I add the dried blooms. I let it sit for at least 2 weeks. It alters the flavor a little bit. It's a little bit more botanical, maybe a little more astringent, but in a good way. But I just love the color because it turns a bright fuchsia pink. So that's an idea. Think of different dried flowers, edible flowers and blooms, maybe some different tea blends that you like, and infuse it in alcohol. Another one I'm doing is a limoncello. So this one is super easy. It just takes the peel or the skin of your lemon, regular lemon or a Meyer lemon, which often goes in the garbage. And you take that, you add a cup of sugar, about 3 peels worth of lemons. You pour on a vodka of choice. Nothing too expensive, but nothing too bottom of the shelf. And you let that sit a couple weeks. You just give it a stir when you think about it. The sugar dissolves. It thickens up the vodka. It infuses the lemon. And it's a really nice treat. I have a orange cello brewing right now, so that'll be for the holidays. But for today, we have some ginger liqueur that I made. Gosh, I think I made this last year. So we'll be able to use that same process as like a limoncello, except for I'm using ginger, fresh ginger, adding that with the sugar and the vodka, letting it thicken and infuse. So that'll be for a cocktail. I also have an orange vodka that I infuse myself. Same scenario, but for this, I actually take the entire orange. So I'll slice the oranges like this, put it in a quart-sized bottle, add the vodka, no sugar, and let it steep and infuse. So that's a favorite of mine. And then I have a little bit of lemon vodka going on, because that'll be nice for a cocktail. Or even for cooking, you can add it as thicken it up, make a simple syrup out of it, maybe drizzle it on some dessert. So keep those all in mind. Let's talk about our equipment. So our vessel. This is a martini. So I have different style martini glasses. If you like kind of a more modern stemless martini glass. If you want something that's a little bit more delicate, this is one of my favorites. And then of course, if you want to go to a very tall, this is a copper colored martini glass, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. Now we also we can use a shaker to shake our cocktail, right? So you add everything in, put the lid on with your eyes, you give it a good shake, and then you pour it into your glass. Or we can always go a little more civilized, add everything to our little pitcher here with our ice, give it a good stir, and then we pour it into our martini glass. So What else do we have equipment-wise? I have a shot glass so we can do a proper measure. And then I will have my orange peel and a slice of orange because we're going to rim our glass. I have something cool to share with you. And I also need a little bit of simple syrup. So we have all of our ingredients. Something new that's not part of the recipe though is a new product of mine called a shimmer sugar. And this is for the holidays. And it is absolutely delicious. So it has dried orange, tangerine, and lemon powder, part of the fruit, actually mixed in with sugar. And then the red sanding sugar because it's the holidays and it just looks really nice. And then our final ingredients, we can't forget this, is we're going to top it off with champagne. You can use whatever champagne or sparkling that you want. This is a rosé. I think it'll add a nice color. But of course you could use a Brut. You can even go to a Prosecco. You can use a Cava. Whatever you want to use to top it off. Okay? So let's check out our recipe. Alright, so it's in our book. Let's give it a look. Alright, so we're doing the Gingersnap Martini. Remember that you'll get a copy of this. And so it's asking for our orange flavored vodka. Here we go. It's asking for our ginger liqueur. Here we go. We have our simple syrup. Where are you, simple syrup? Ah, there it is, right there. We have our champagne. I have my orange peel right here. And then, like I said, we're going to rim our glass. So let's go ahead and get started. Very easy recipe, something you can batch up and have ready to go. And then you can just mix it with ice when your guests arrive. So let's see. We'll start with getting our glass together. So I think we're going to use this one because it's just one of my favorites. So I took the liberty to adding the orange slice. So we're just going to rub this across the rim of our glass just to dampen it. You could always use water. You could always use lemon juice as well. And then we're just going to dip it in our shimmer sugar so that it sticks. So as each sip we have, we get a nice little flavor of that sugar. I think it's going to be lovely. All right. And look how festive that is. Isn't that beautiful? So we'll set that to the side for now. I'm going to now mix our drink. So I believe we need an ounce and a half or a shot and a half of our orange vodka, which I have right here. All right, so we'll measure that in. We're going to pour it right into our pitcher of ice. All right. Give it just a little bit more because, well, it's a beautiful day. Okay. Then we want to add our ginger liqueur. So we'll do about half a much of that. It's a beautiful flavor, so you should be excited for that. Then we have our simple syrup, just a little bit of that, and you can make it yourself. It's just equal parts water, sugar, simmer on very low heat until it reduces down by at least half, maybe 3/4. So just want a thick sugar water, right? It's better for you than corn syrup. All right, so I'm giving it a stir. All right, we're going to get it nice and cold. Then we're going to go right into our glass and strain it in. All right, don't get nervous. This is not the total of your drink. Remember, we're going to top it off with our champagne. Let's get close so you can see how beautiful that is. All right, it's a lovely color. We have our shimmer sugar, we have our orange vodka, we have our ginger liqueur, our simple syrup. We have to give it a little bit of a garnish. We topped it off with our champagne, a little orange twist. You can always add a sliver of fresh ginger. Just get those orange oils in there, drop that off. And then we have a beautiful Gingersnap Martini. So I'm going to say cheers to you. Think sustainable, think delicious, and I hope to see you again on my website, chefjenniferhillbooker.com. Pick up the book, pick up some simple shimmer sugar, and let's make some cocktails for the holidays. Cheers. Yum.